let's see what happens. Okay. So, anyway, hello, this is Ivan. Welcome to the channel. This is just kind of a test flight. I actually kind of did this last night. It was not successful, had some audio issues, and so I'm going to try some different things. What I'm doing today is I am testing a couple of things. One, I'm kind of testing my audio interface that allows me to use my regular headsets. I've not quite gotten it dialed in, but I'm working on that. The other thing that I've gotten, I'm very excited about, and I'll show you what it is. You can't really see it yet, but you can kind of, I don't want to take off yet, but you can see I've got my collective and my cyclic and pedals down here, and this is the Pro Flight Puma X helicopter control. So, and I'm going to be kind of noodling around with that tonight. I am not any good at flying helicopters, and they're very challenging, so this is all new to me. I can take off okay, landing is completely different. The other thing I want to check out today is going to be some scenery that is, it's not really scenery, it's night light from Dream Scenery, where they enhance the light, and I'm in Los Angeles, and so I'm just going to be trying that. So I'm going to switch over to this view here, and I'm going to fiddle with the time as we go, but I kind of wanted the takeoff to be with light. So I've got this keyed to some views on the collective. Don't know who that dude is, and we will kind of take off here, but before I do, I'm going to pop out some screens, and so I can kind of have, right, there we go. And then I'm just going to slide that over. I'm not really using Air Manager for this. I'm just popping this out. I don't have any buttons keyed or anything. I'm just kind of so I can see what's going on. But all right, let's see if we can do this again. I am not any good at flying helicopters, so let's do this. So I'm going to come up on the collective, and I'm going to start spinning. And what I have figured out, and probably what most helicopter pilots already know, maybe you guys do too, is that this is about small movements. This is not about big movements. There's apparently a course that you can take on flying these things. I think it's key to the high performance group H145. Now, this is not available within the marketplace. You have to get this outside of the marketplace. I don't know if there's going to be plans to change that. Right now, the only helicopter in Microsoft Flight Simulator is the, let me add a little more collective here because I'm losing altitude. The only is the Bell 47. Tease it back a little bit. So you can see, or maybe you can't see, this thing is very, very tricky. And now what I'm going to do is I want to check out some of these lights. So I am going to make it a little darker. Let's try that, see how that goes. Got a little bit of sunlight there. And I think this is pretty cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing this around and head towards the city. And I'm moving along at a pretty good clip. We'll get a little more altitude here. And we'll swing it around. And so the Dream Scenery pack, I think they're like $10 a pop. And I've done this on a handful of the cities. And I don't know how accurate it is. It's very like vibrant, multicolored, like pink and purple and green, and again, I don't think that's very accurate, but it's neat looking, and so and that's okay too. So I'll do this again with the Bell. I will say that the bell is almost not flyable. I'm doing something wrong. I have no idea what. So the way this would work is I've got the collective, which is to my left. It's up, down. That's your altitude. Then you have the cyclic, which is your basically your forward and backwards, and to the left, to the right. And then you've got your rudder pedals. And you very much have to keep track of what you're doing, because any little bit of input on one of the controls almost forces you to make another, to input something on the other controls. So the three, and that's not including on the collective, there's a throttle, which this helicopter is clearly set for auto throttle. I don't even think it has a throttle on the graphic collective that's in the, if I were to pan down and look at it. And so there's downtown Los Angeles ahead. You can see some of the buildings. And what we'll do is I'm just going to fly over there briefly, check it out, and then I may try to go to another airport and land, which I am like, I don't know, 3 and 7 on landings, and not be successful landings. And I was also having trouble last night with stutters, and so that was another issue that I had. And I was getting to where once I got warmed up, I was able to kind of do some following the interstate, and I'll try that here in just a bit. In fact, I'll go ahead and lower my altitude a little bit. So down collective, forward cyclic a little bit. And that sound that it's making, well, it also does that on the bell, and it makes me think that I'm doing something wrong. So we'll see about that. I'm using my Lightspeed Zulu 3s tonight, and I gotta say I like them. I'd like to do a comparison between these and the Bose, where since I'm not in the plane and this audio interface that allows me to use general aviation headsets, I'd like to do a comparison. I've got some friends that have some of the A20s, and maybe they'll let me borrow them for a night and get something, where I can at least check the quality of the mic and things like that. So, but I really do like these headsets. So let me see if I want to try to get down over this road without crashing. I may crash. It's a possibility. You can see, like Los Angeles looks like a big rave right now with all the colors. And so, let me get that collective up on profit. And you can kind of also do a quick look down, back up. That's kind of disorienting. I'm gonna up collective a little bit. I would like to clear these skyscrapers, and I'll show you real quick here. You can see I've got the collective pretty much all the way up, and if I want to get more altitude more quickly, I need to pull back a little bit on the cyclic. And I hope I'm using these terms correctly. So yeah, I'm high enough now. I don't think I'm going to hit anything. And kind of look down, and then to the right, to the left. Again, I have these set on the collective. Has 2 hats on it. And when I do my review, I will kind of go over the controls. This is really neat. I had set something up before where I was using some old joysticks, and I'd set it up, and I was getting a pretty decent approximation, but this is just much more fun, and I am definitely looking forward to full implementation of helicopters in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think that'll be pretty cool. Let's see here. Pro Flight is fussing at me, saying that I am doing something wrong. So there's El Monte is up here, basically to the left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to follow. I believe I can just follow this major road here. Let's see if I've got the stuff to kind of do that. So this kind of this feels different from the Bell 47. Is it the 47G? Which again for me is almost completely unflyable on the realistic setting. I have to put it on easy, and even then I still bring the sensitivity down to about 50%. It is just, I can't even take off. I just immediately crash. So I don't know if that's how that machine actually flies. If it does, more power to the pilots that flew it or fly it, because they're still around. In fact, I thought I saw a YouTube thumbnail where somebody had one at Oshkosh. So that's kind of neat. So, and again, I'm just kind of cruising along here. Take a look down, you can see it's just kind of neat, but it's very disorienting to fly like that. And you kind of look down and then you go down. And I'm going to bring up that collective. Now what I'm doing is I'm keeping my foot on the ball, okay? And then I'm just kind of flying this like a plane. And I don't know that that's the right way to do this. It's not how you fly the Bell. Or at least I don't think it is. And again, I'm just following this kind of major road here. And these lights are neat. I gotta say, the Dream Scenery pack is neat. Now I don't know how much of this is Dream Scenery anymore, but you can see these kind of pinkish kind of hues and purpley kind of things. And like I said, it's kind of like a rave. So I don't know how accurate that is, but I think it looks neat. It's inspiring for me. I'm all about the RGB. I just think it looks cool. So far so good on this flight. Hopefully this is coming through, and let me kind of straighten along this road, and then El Monte is going to be up here on the left. And so kind of to the north of this road, I believe right now I'm essentially heading east, according to Pro Flight. And let's see here. So I'm going to start slowing it up. There's no way I'm going to land without crashing or bouncing like a basketball. I'm going to slow it up a little bit. The other thing I get kind of, when I start to land, I get like backwards. Like just when I'm about to land, I'm pulling back on the collective, like I'm pulling back on the throttle, but what I'm actually doing is increasing power. And that's not obviously what you want. And so I have to kind of get used to that. Because if I had throttle on my left hand, then I would be pushing forward for more power and back. And so this is a kind of it doesn't necessarily translate. I have to be more aware of that. When I'm up here flying, I'm kind of okay with it, because up is up and down is down, but for some reason that kind of goes out the window when I'm trying to land. All right, so I'm getting close. There's the football field. And I'm probably going to miss it. Says I'm really close, and where are you, El Monte? It says I'm right over it. Why am I not seeing it? Let me kind of expand on this. Okay, so it's coming up here. I'm on a straight on path to it. Oh, is that it? I see a beacon. And I believe I see the taxi lights. Looks like I'm about 2 nautical miles away, according to Pro Flight. And there, yeah, there's taxi lights and a beacon. And I'm trying to slow it up a little bit. But I'm dropping altitude and don't want to do that. Like I said, I'm going to try to land. I'm probably going to bounce. It's probably going to crash. But that's just how it goes. I've got to get some time in this thing. Yeah, there's the taxi lights. And what I'll try to do is just, if I get it to land anywhere, I'm not even trying to land in a certain spot or anything like that. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully this is coming through. Hopefully the audio is working. I had a big problem with the audio last night. None of the game audio was coming through. It was just all me. All right. So pull back and ease down on the collective. And here's where, I mean, this is kudos to these guys that pilot these helicopters at night over the big cities, EMS guys and police helicopters and other, you know, transit type people. Now as I'm slowing down, I'm having to give more pedal. And I'm going a little too slow. But I guess that's how you do it when you don't know. Oh, got a little stutter there. That almost cost me because I thought I wasn't moving. All right. Now, here we go. All right. So if I land on the taxiway, I'm calling it a win. Calling it a win. Whoa, here we go, here we go, here we go. I told you, this is the rodeo. This is the rodeo. One hundred feet. Holy cow. I did it. Ha! Well, I didn't do it. This would have been a miserable landing. Let's see. I'm going to bring the lights up. Don't you wish it was this easy? Hey, look at that. Kind of look around. I'm on the... let me get rid of this. So, yeah. Anyway, that was fun. So one of my goals is to start doing this at least once a week. Different aircraft. I'm going to probably be concentrating on some of the scenery packs and things like that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is just, again, a little test. I'm going to try to do this on Fridays, call it Friday Night Flights. But anyway, hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you later.